Hello. I guess I don't have to tell you who I am. Keep forgetting because this is fairly new for me, this setup. I watched a little bit of the reporting from Florida about our former president. I don't know, it's just, I thought it was very poor, you know, very poor reporting. I'm not saying it's just, cover the news, but don't make it into more of a circus than it really is, just so. I I hardly ever use this. This is my Chrome Samsung tablet. Wonder if okay, the battery's still going. It says Chrome OS. It says firmware updating. It disappeared, so maybe the battery just went dead. I don't know. No, I see the battery. Of course, I have to log in. I see the battery is charged up. Yeah, this thing maintains its battery really. Once it's charged, now I'm not talking about from usage, but I'm talking about if I just have it someplace, it lasts a long time. I think I'm going to, and I shouldn't do it. I told you this Windows 10 computer, the Dell $200 rehab, just got upgraded to Windows 11. And everything seems to be working okay. And this one here, everything's working really well. This is my Beeline. Quite a few of you, made kind of negative comments about the Beeline. And I can understand, if I had the money, I'd go with something else. Or if I really had the money, maybe I would go with, one of the Beelines that's more expensive and has more, but this is really, I'm happy with it. So I don't know why I'm going to, but what I'm going to do here in a little bit, is hook this up, and I've freed up my wavelength, one that uses USB mini, so I can plug things into it. So I'm just going to do that, and usually what happens is I do it for like a day or two. I also have 1 terabyte I haven't hooked it up yet. I have a external 1 terabyte, and I have some other things that I can plug in. So I'm going to do that. In the past, the problem I had with this is it seems like I would not do very much at all with this. Be very happy with it, Well, I'm not happy with a laptop, or a tablet or something. But right away I'd get a message, that I needed an extra storage. I have now a 1 terabyte thing that I can plug in, all types of stuff. So I thought I'd give it a try again. Let's real check. Let's go over here and let's call it CNN, I guess. See what's going on. Okay, why am I... Finally. You know, it's amazing. Trump, our former president, my God. He's so stupid, unbelievably stupid. You know, he's looking at like he could get 500 years in prison or more if they string him out. Um, and all they had to do was, of course, he stole them from, he, deliberately took, stuff that he wanted and that kind of stuff. But when they contacted him and said, hey, if he had just gathered everything up, of course, the best thing would have been if he didn't steal them. But if he had just gathered everything up and just returned it, that would have been the end of it, because he was the president, and even though he committed, they would have that would have been, but he didn't. And he just did everything, it's just unbelievable. Now we've got this situation. He's so stupid and so arrogant, and it's just amazing. This didn't have to go this way. And then to attempt to overthrow the government of the United States. Just really amazing. At least 9 injured in a mass shooting in Denver. The Mississippi officer who shot the 11-year-old boy is suspended without pay. The Florida woman told 911 dispatchers she felt threatened before fatally shooting the neighbor through the door. That's one where these people had been, their next door neighbors, they had been arguing for a long time. The police have been called many, many times out there. And the white woman, the one here that said that she'd been threatened or whatever, she had she objected to the kids from next door, little kids or whatever, outside playing or whatever, and she threw something and hit one of the kids, and then I guess yelled and screamed at him. I don't know if she yelled and screamed, "Keep your black asses," or next door. I'm not sure what she yelled and screamed, but then she went inside, and then the kids went, "Hey, that lady next door threw and hit me with such and such. So the mother goes to the door, and the lady, shot through the door and killed the mother. And the police said that they'd been out there many times. This apartment complex that we live in, we're very lucky. Well, the manager and management here are very careful about who, you know, I'm not sure they're a lot more careful because I think it's kind of standard. You can't have, felony arrest. You have to have good credit. You have to pay, on time, or else there's some massive, amount that they charge if you were late, and that type of thing. So, and the way this place is built, um, it's just, I'm not sure exactly how they did it, but I'm not sure if the walls are any thicker or if it's the way the placement is or whatever, but we don't really have a problem with, sound, kids or, we just don't have that kind of a problem. We don't have a problem. We're lucky because I've known people in the past that lived someplace where, people were partying, all night long and you couldn't sleep. And forget who it, anyway, there was one thing where a guy, took a broom or something or other and pounded on the floor upstairs for them to, quiet it down. We've never had anything like that. So really this is, in that regard, whatever they did, however they designed this place, they did, they did a good job. Let me move this microphone a little bit closer. My sore throat and whatever is not any better. I mean, well, it's been bad for weeks. Please don't tell me I know. I know. I need to get in and see the doctor. I found 3. I think I just told you that I set up a thing to hold the monitor, this monitor, because what it was doing, it's a nice, and actually I've decided, I gave this one View Sonic. I've said a lot of bad things about it, but the more I hook it up and switch around to different monitors or whatever, I've really grown to like it. It's got on the back of it, and there's a display port, an HDMI, a USB-A that provides, which I don't use it for that, but you can, I forget how many watts are out, so you could run a laptop or a whole bunch of things off of that. There's a USB-B. I think this is the first time I knew actually these are the kind of square that a lot of printers cables come on and other things. And then there's a USB-C that, now I think it's a USB-C that you can plug in and um, uh, that you can, uh, like you can go out with that, and I have some cables, which not for that purpose, but I mean I have some cables that you can go out, using the USB-C and not have to use the display port or HDMI. And there's a lot of nice things. I did a search today, and yeah, let me show it to you. They have, what I did the search was to see, this one is a VG2755. They have a VG2755-2K, and it's 1440p, and I think it's about 300 though. But let me see if I can find this. Let me see where I am here on the screen. Okay, no. Gonna go here and go to Amazon, and go to wish list. And I want all of you, okay, you can see here it's popping up, showing stuff that I looked at. But I guess this is it. Was it 2755? No, this is 2756. Let's see. Okay, well, now let me go to my wish list here. That way you'll be able to find it and purchase it for me. I'm kidding. Okay. Yeah, here it is. The ViewSonic. Okay, it is a different number. Okay, I thought it was the same number except the dash. So this is the ViewSonic VX2785 2K, 27-inch, 1440 IPS monitor with a USB 3.2 Type-C, HDMI DisplayPort input, FreeSync for home and office, and it is $300. And let's see what it looks like here. Well, let's see. Now, I wouldn't be using well, maybe someday I would, using the charging. I have no desire to charge off of the oh, okay, great. My complaint about this was on the back, there's like a ledge type thing, and you have to plug in these things, and I'm not good at that. You have to try to. So what I do is lay the monitor down and hook up the cables, and then I put it up. And then what I did for a while, because I was switching around a lot, I just leave the cables, because I have a lot of cables. Half of my closet, it's a small closet, half of my closet is clothes, not very many, because I don't need very many, and the other half is cables hanging like crazy. But here, they're right on the back, so you can plug right into them. So there's HDMI. I've never seen HDMI like 1.4 before, so I guess that's probably a late, And there's a DisplayPort, and it says in daisy chain. And then there's one USB 3.2 Type-C, and then there's the audio out. And if I remember right, this one, there is it has audio, which is not loud enough, and there is no audio out jack on it. So this one has an audio out jack, and that's another nice feature. And it has two 3-watt integrated speakers. I think that would be enough for me, I think. Now, from looking at this, I don't particularly like this tilt and swing stand. I like the, although I just took it off, I like the one that this has on it, except the problem I was having was occasionally it would slide down. And so maybe that's the reason they have. Yeah, I don't think I can afford a, what's in the box, okay, power cable, a USB-C to USB-C cable, AC adapter, and an HDMI cable. So let's go over here. 27 inch, it's 2560 by 1440 pixels. ViewSonic, 60 hertz. Form and perfection with WQHD 2560 by 1440 resolution. Single cable solution in addition to fast data, audio, and video transfer. Type-C connectivity provides quick 60-watt charging over a single cable, which I really don't care about. Increased comfort as easy swing and tilt and stand help you find just the right viewing angle. Let's see. I just don't think I can afford 300. I'm not sure I can afford ever 300, but maybe if I'm a good boy, I'll get it for Christmas. So, it's kind of funny, I really badmouthed this, mainly because of the damned, well, one thing, I need glasses. The last time and I don't wear them because I don't drive, but I do need glasses, and I've needed them for a long time. My health insurance, will pay for them, and for the exam and for them. I got to get in and see my doctors. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go in and see about 4 doctors. Oh, I got to take an naproxen, that's why. Naproxen works pretty well for me. For some reason, I've had an impossible. Naproxen's not a not a narcotic or anything. It's not a but each year I've had actually, I checked. I can go back and I check, and each year I've had 1 prescription filled for 3 months supply, or no, it's take 1 tablet by mouth twice a day. I don't do that, and the quantity is 60. Now, I've done just fine actually with a small amount, but my ex-wife, she's got, I finally told her about it, and then she, in the beginning, she said, oh no, whatever. And she said, "Oh, that's for your arthritis, and that won't help me with my headache, and that won't do." And then she became, well, yeah, she doesn't take them very often, not at all. But she now realizes, yes, that works, and that works. And now my son, he needs to see the dentist. I need to see the dentist too. And he started having and he occasionally comes in every 3 or 4 days or whatever when he's having some pain, and he takes one. Our insurance takes care of our like doctors and dentists and that type of stuff. Um, Hang on a second. I'm being called. I'm back. I just figured out something. We've got a bad breaker here in the panel in the laundry room, and I didn't realize it. I sort of realized it. Quite a while back, we had, forget what it was, we lost power in part of the place, and I turned in a work order, and the maintenance guy came out, and it started up again. It came back. I don't think he did anything really. He didn't do anything that I didn't do, and it came back, and then fairly recently, that's just quite a while ago, and fairly recently, I just happened to be looking through the work orders that I had turned in, and I saw, usually it says, thing fixed, something, they put something like that. And then I just happened to see that he had written in there something about a bad breaker, and I forget what he put, but it was clear, I think, that he didn't say that he replaced it or whatever. Well, now recently, we've had a power surge occasionally, or a loss for just a little bit. And I thought, why is that happening all of a sudden? And then I thought back, I think it's a breaker. But I mean, everything came back right away. Well, this time I was making the YouTube video, and it happened in the other rooms, but not here. So I need to turn in a work order, and they're closed now. So I'll write it tonight and turn it in, and hopefully, I think they know that there's a problem. I'm not sure why they didn't. Normally they fix everything. I'm not sure why they didn't fix it. There must be some reason. Maybe he did. Like I mentioned this in one of my videos a while back. Somebody kicked a ball at our window and broke the window over here. We're in an apartment complex. Somebody kicked it and broke the window, and it was after hours. But we called the number after hours number, and the guy came out immediately and taped it up. And then he said, "Well, I have to get glass cut and everything." And I said, "Well, it's duct taped." I said, "No rush, because I think at the time, and maybe still, I'm not sure, they're down to one person instead of having two, and they do a lot of work. And there's no rush, though. I don't know, it must have been weeks later, finally he came out and, put new glass in it, which is fine. There was not a problem, And so I'm not sure about this, but yeah, that's the problem, because all of a sudden we started having, and with electronic, and maybe that was not, when I had my Samsung 10, whatever, the battery went dead. And I never had that happen before. And anyway, daughter had given me the same. It was new, and so. Oh, yeah, there's the video if you want to see it. No reason to see it. But anyway, so she swapped this out, and I got a Samsung 9 Note or whatever it is. But I've mentioned that I removed the standby power packs that I had here because I was blaming one of those for maybe being the cause of it, because we had a power thing or whatever, and I put them where there's nothing plugged into them, and I'm not really using them. I just, but yeah, so I have a little project to take care of. I'm not sure why now, recently, that I'm getting a lot of QRM from the ex-wife and my grown son talking and stuff like that. So I close my door. I keep my door closed, and I can still hear some talking. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video now. I had a sign in the past, but I didn't put up for very long. It says, a quiet recording in progress, but I don't think they'd pay any attention anyway. Anyway, thank you very much.